Well, the weather was bad outside yesterday. The wind was whipping. Tropical storm blew through, and today it was actually quite nice for most of the afternoon. A little humid. There is some threat of some thunderstorms. Right now, the roof is closed. NBC Sports Philadelphia, home of the authentic fan, presents the Phils and the Miami Marlins. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy along with John Kruk. All right, so the story of this season has been the Phillies' offense, particularly since the All-Star break, and particularly over the last 4 games. They've scored just 5 runs, John, over the last 4 games.
Yeah, and it's not going to get it done. I'm sorry. You know, look, they have to score runs. They need to score runs to help our pitching staff. The pitching staff overall has been really good, but so far, offensively, especially in September, you see that 3 games, only 3 runs. But we're in the middle of the pack and probably in every offensive category, it seems like, especially runs scored, batting average, not a lot of stock really put in the batting average this year, but 204 in September, 240 in the month of August. You know, they have to be better, and I think to a man down there, when you talk to them, they understand they have to get better, right, or else they're going to fall out of this race.
Yeah, the Phillies find themselves 4 games out going into today's ball game. They've got Jake Arrieta on the mound. Now, Arrieta was very vocal about himself after his last outing as he prepared for this September run.
Well, and he's had 2 starts down here in Miami, one good and one bad and one not so good, but it's been like a roller coaster ride for Jake this season. April and May, unbelievably outstanding. June, he goes 0-4 with an ERA over 6.5, and then July he goes 4-0. So how do you figure it out? Well, August he goes 0-3. He needs to be that guy for these next handful of starts he's going to have in the month of September that has to win his starts along with Aaron Nola if the Phillies are going to be in contention. His last start here, he does what he does best. He gets ground balls. He gets double plays. He gets swings and misses. That's what he has to do against this lineup for the Miami Marlins. They have a lot of new guys in the lineup, a lot of rookies in the lineup. He needs to take advantage of their aggressiveness and make them swing at pitches out of the zone. If he does, success will be had for Jake Arrieta.
And hopefully success for the Phillies, too. You saw one of those bottom numbers, 14 wins in September for Arrieta during the course of his big league career. All right, so it is game number 2 of this 3-game series. Arrieta will be opposed by Trevor Richards and his changeup. When we return, we'll go to the NBC Sports Philadelphia studios before lineups and first pitch. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest internet in Philadelphia. By Toyota, tested, trusted Toyota. Let's go places. By Citizens Bank, official bank of the Phillies. Visit citizensbank.com. And by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Learn more at IDX.com. The Phils 4 games out in the National League East. The Nationals are 7.5 games back. They're in 3rd place. Let's take a look at the Phillies lineup, brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest internet in Philadelphia. Santana leads it off. It's the 3rd time in a week that Carlos is leading off a ball game for the Phils. Then Hoskins, Herrera, Ramos, as Drupal Cabrera, 13 extra base hits since he joined the Phillies, which leads the ball club. And they will face right-hander Trevor Richards, the 25-year-old from Breeze, Illinois, coming in with a record of 3-7, a 4.26 earned run average. But John, he's got 2 outings against the Phillies, and his numbers are quite good in those 2 outings.
Yeah, and that's something that the Phillies have struggled with over the last couple of years, is pitchers who they haven't really faced a whole lot. But I think, you know, after you face a guy a couple times, you should have a really good idea how he's going to work you. And look, you know, it's no secret, Tom, we got to score runs.
Yes.
We have to score runs, or else we can kiss the season goodbye.
We can see the numbers since the All-Star break, 0-2 with a 3.49 ERA. Now, in 9 starts at Marlins Park this year, he's allowed a total of 41 hits, which is tied with Chris Sale and Blake Snell for the 4th fewest hits allowed at home this year. He's got a good changeup. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, and that, you know, you saw the Sky report. He doesn't throw hard, 90, 91. But like you said, you get a changeup mixed in with that. It makes that look a lot faster. You know, we have to be patiently aggressive with him, Tom. If he throws strikes, we got to let it go and not get behind in counts and to where he can get to that changeup.
All right, so Carlos Santana will lead it off. He's hitting .225. He was 1 for 4 in yesterday's ball game. And the first pitch of the night is popped up foul out of play. It's 0-1. We're underway.
Yeah, yesterday's game could have been so much different if that ball he hit that Ortega didn't track down would have made it a 3-2 game. And you don't know where that inning goes from there for Urania, but you know, like you said, Ortega made a great play on that ball and kept the Phillies off the board again.
No balls and 1 strike to Santana. I got a pitch inside, 1-1. Phillies are 29-39 on the road, and they've lost 3 straight games. Outside with a changeup, and it's 2 balls, 1 strike. See Gabe Kapler's numbers: 72 wins, 65 losses for the Phillies. That ball is crushed deep to right field, and that's the way you start a ball game. A leadoff home run for Carlos Santana, and the Phillies take a 1-0 lead. Johnny, just like they drew it up.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why you put him there, Tom. Get a quick 1 run. Now, look, I love the at-bat because he swung aggressive first pitch, and then he took 2 close pitches for balls to get back into the count. And Richards tried to throw that fastball by him in, and I mean, it was at the glove, maybe a little bit missed over the center of the plate, but did not miss that one, Tom.
Nope. 21 home runs now, 78 runs batted in. He's hit in 6 straight games. And that'll bring Rhys Hoskins up.
Now let's keep it rolling.
That is the 7th time in Santana's career that he's led off a game with a home run. I told you last time he was batting leadoff, it's not a foreign spot for him.
No.
He's got over 500 plate appearances as a leadoff hitter. Just below the knees, 2-0.
Now get a good pitch right here, Rhys.
Rhys is tied for 8th in RBIs in the National League. Now the outside corner, 2-1.
Boy, he's got to be confused, doesn't he? I mean, the Cubs yesterday with the Cubs series, they tried to pitch him in. Yesterday, even when he came up to pinch hit, they tried to pitch him in.
He went around on a change up, 2-2. inside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. It is amazing how Reese hits those numbers. You know, the 4.66 pitches per plate appearance. I mean, it just seems like almost every at bat he sees more than 4 pitches. That one's whacked over to third. And Brian Anderson will throw him out. 5-3 on the putout. And one away.
There's not many people sitting up there where Santana hit his.
I don't think anybody's gotten the baseball yet.
No, well, there's one person up there. Sitting right there by the aisle. You see him in the first.
Oh, yeah. Well, he may have had a clear path to it.
I think he was, put it this way, he was fighting himself for it if he went for it.
Odubel takes inside. Lefties are hitting just 206 against Richards.
Because of that changeup?
I guess so. I mean, the numbers against his changeup are very good for him. There it is, 1-1.
Yeah, I mean, you know, first pitch fastball almost hit him. You kind of had a feeling if he wasn't coming back in, if he was going away, it was going to be with that changeup.
One and two.
Back-to-back changeups.
That one had a little different movement to it. Ground ball foul. Gabe was talking before the ball game today about Odubel's at bats yesterday. He said, you know, the first one was a little funky, but then the next couple of at bats that he had, he put some really good swings on the baseball.
Lined out to right and lined out to center. Hit both balls right on the screws.
So those were two of the better at bats he's had in a while. Upstairs, 2-2.
What, so far we've worked some good at bats. Still would assume he's throwing a change up here to try to get a swing and miss.
I was thinking the same thing. Those are season numbers, the breakdowns. That one's out towards center field. It's not deep.
Brinson broke back on that one.
Yes, he did.
See that? See how that call, they say it all equals out? Well, he's got another blooper coming today then, don't he? Good things happen when you put it in play, though. We say that till we're blue in the face, but, you know, I mean, he got a change up. He looked like he just kind of hit it off the end of the bat. And Brinson, you see that first step back, the first little bit of hesitation with that, he couldn't catch up to it. Might as well steal, right, Odubel?
I mean,
try to pick a change up and go.
Wilson Ramos, the hitter. And he takes outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Ramos 0 for 3 yesterday. Two and 0. It's quieter today than it was yesterday.
There might be a reason for that, Tom. Less people.
There are less people, you're right. Now tip 2-1.
I ain't gonna lie, it's hard to play in front of. Once you got used to crowds, you know, man, it got tough. Hey, I remember going to Atlanta in the mid 80s. You know, there was no one there.
Yeah, that was empty.
And it was tough to get up to play. You know, no one was there to yell at you bad things at you. And
or if they did, you could hear them pretty clearly.
yeah. Well, that's probably why they didn't yell. You'd know who it was.
3 balls and 1 strike. So 3 3-ball counts in this inning and 21 pitches for Trevor Richards.
And the other at bat without the 3-ball count was an upper deck homer. We'll take that. I can see a nice little gap ball right here.
He went after a changeup, and it's 3-2. Outside, ball 4, and that'll put runners on first and second. And the Phillies will keep this this train moving with Asdrubal Cabrera, who yesterday gave the Phils a 1-0 lead with our giant home run replay.
Yeah, that put us up on top, and he knew he got that one. I think that's 2 up there in the upper deck by our guys, huh? That's our giant home run replay.
Production cavity said that Santana's ball actually came down onto the field.
Oh, well, no wonder he didn't get it. Take another homer here, though.
Outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Last time he faced the Phils was on August 3rd. The Phillies got 1 run in 5 innings. He walked 2, struck out 7. Time before that, he went 6 innings, didn't allow a run.
Hey, Richards better watch Odubel. Rojas takes a step toward him, and then he goes back.
J.P. Crawford is back from AAA. Gabe said before that he was en route.
What's Murph doing in the dugout?
Yeah, trying to get all the inside information he can. He's blending in. He's wearing red. There's a liner out to right field. And caught by Ortega. 2 outs here in the first, and that'll bring Nick Williams up. Base hit should score 1 and get Ramos to second base. And a changeup floats right in, and it's 0-1.
Well, if he's true to form, it's slow stuff away, hard stuff into the lefties.
Hess gave today about the outfield alignment, which is the normal one for the Phillies most of this year. Hoskins in left, Odubel in center, Williams in right. If he thought about starting Quinn again, he said, well, I really feel like if we're going to be successful in September, we're going to need all 4 of our outfielders, including Quinn. He said, so I've got to make sure that I get Nick Williams some at-bats, because he was off a lot last weekend with all the lefties, and he's hit by that pitch. That'll load the bases up.
It hadn't taken a long time to get into the pattern with Richards. It's hard in to lefty, slow away, and that one kind of got away from him. He tried to come in on Santana. He hits one in the upper deck, and I guess he wasn't going to make that same mistake with Nick.
Well, Cesar, who's 0 for his last 7, has 1 hit against Richards this year.
Jump him early. Get a fastball right here and jump him early.
high. And it's 1-0. I guess that was the slider. 79 miles an hour.
Wasn't a good one, whatever it was.
I say that because the slider average is 80. And the changeup average is 83. There's the changeup, and it's 1-1.
Is that a fastball?
That was a fastball.
It's the first one he's thrown away to a lefty, isn't it?
Yes. Cesar takes low, 3-1. This has been a struggle in this first inning.
You can 0-1 in here.
18 balls, 15 strikes.
It's not very good, Tom.
No, it's not.
For who?
Well, it's good for the Phillies.
Darn right.
Not good for him.
No. Think he has the guts to throw a 3-1 changeup?
I do.
It's been his best pitch.
Yeah. And a fastball line to right field. That's going to go to the warning track and then to the fence. One run is in. Here comes Ramos. Rounding third, hustling home is Nick Williams. The throw to the plate, not in time. It's up the line. It's a bases clearing extra base hit for Cesar Hernandez. And the Phillies lead it 4-0. What a great way to start this ball game. Get 4 runs right out of the chute.
Well, and now it's, you know, Jake Arrieta can take a breath now. But again, another count where we worked it in our favor, or Cesar worked it in his favor. He got a 3-1 fastball and he didn't miss it. And that's, you know, that's been the issue with the last, you know, few weeks, is they've been getting ahead in counts and missing the pitches. They didn't miss that one. Well, that you know how much stress just went off that man Cesar right now.
Absolutely.
But let's not stop here.
Well, it's his third career triple, or third triple this season, I should say.
That's the thing too. The Braves play at what, 7:30 today?
Yeah, 7:35.
They're going to look out there. They come out walking Kingery, eh?
You know, walk Kingery intentionally to face Arrieta.
Yeah, turns the lineup over, don't it?
Yes, it does.
And this ain't no easy out either.
No, it's definitely not a gimme.
But you know, the Braves come out after, they're probably sitting in their clubhouse right now. And they're looking like, oh my gosh, 4 already? They might be squeezing the bats a little bit tighter tonight against the Red Sox.
Arrieta singled home a run his last game, I should say. Actually singled home 2 runs.
Base hit to left field between short and third. I remember. I saw it on TV. Or was I there? Where did he pitch against last? No, I was there. I was Washington, wasn't it?
It was Washington, yeah. No balls, 2 strikes to Arrieta. Had a swing and a miss and a changeup in the side. He's retired. But the Phils get 4 runs in the inning on 3 base hits. We'll head to the bottom of the first. It's the Phillies 4 and the Marlins nothing. Nothing fills as we go to the bottom of the first inning. Let's take a look at the Marlins lineup, brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest internet in Philadelphia. Well, leading it off is Rafael Ortega, and then Starlin Castro. Castro, 287 with 11 home runs, 50 runs batted in. He's been hot lately. He moves from the cleanup spot to the number 2 spot in the order. Now they will face Jake Arrieta.
Brian Anderson was a late add to the lineup. I don't know what happened to JT Riddle. He was in the original.
Sore wrist, John.
All right.
Here's Arrieta's numbers: 9-9, an ERA of 3.54.
Well, this is where you're playing a team that's not in a pennant race. You score 4 in the first. If he comes out with a commanding 1-2-3 inning, like dominant 1-2-3 inning, might be all the Marlins wanted today.
That'd be a nice way to start the first inning. Here's Ortega, who was 1 for 4 with 2 ribbies yesterday with a single to left field. And he takes the first pitch in there. It's 0-1. One ball and 2 strikes. Jake Arrieta, 97 wins, 65 losses in his big league career. That includes a 4-1 record against the Marlins.
We witnessed that one loss down here, didn't we?
Yes, we did. Curveball hit at the center field. Odubel's there. And 1 out. And here's Starlin Castro. Castro yesterday was 0 for 3. Had a fastball, 0-1. Castro's in the middle of an 8-year, $60 million contract. It winds down next year, but there's an option.
I'll tell you what, in today's day and age, that's cheap.
Signed it he was very young when he signed it.
See, go back to that last pitch to Ortega. We can real quick after this pitch, maybe show you what Jake know he got away with one.
Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did, says Bill Welke.
Wow.
Yeah, there are 2 outs. First strikeout for Arrieta. Yeah, that'll bring JT Realmuto up.
Man, that was a nice slider, but I don't know if he went, did he?
I didn't think he went initially. That's closer than I thought.
Closer, yeah.
Here's Realmuto, who's 1 for 4, and he takes a fastball, and it's 0-1. Realmuto is 4 for 14 against Arrieta with 3 extra base hits. That one's hit well out to right center field. That's a long run for everybody, and it is gone. Opposite field home run for Realmuto. It's his 19th of the year. That ties the Marlins franchise record for home runs by a catcher with Charles Johnson.
different ways to look at this for Jake so far. Here's a pitch he got Ortega out on. Now watch Jake's reaction. It was a hanging breaking ball. In case he thought he got away with it. He seemed looking in the dugout, hitting his chest like, golly, I got away with one there. He didn't get away with this one. Fastball out over the plate to Real Muto. And puts a 1-run homer on the board.
That's the thing too with Jake, is that he had allowed 3 home runs in his 9 starts before the end of August. But now his last 3 games, he's allowed 5 home runs. 2-2 and now 1. 1 ball and 1 strike to Dietrich, who was 1 for 3 yesterday, had a triple. And it's 1-2.
Well, hopefully we're not done scoring. Be nice to have a kind of a laugher, wouldn't it?
It would be nice to have a laugher. It's been a while. There's a swing and a miss at a breaking ball in the dirt. Ramos will fire to first base to finish off the strikeout. The Marlins do get a run and a home run by Real Muto. A solo shot will go to the second. It's 4-1. Phillies on top.
In 3 days from the day that he stepped into a major league clubhouse for the very first time, Ryan Howard has announced his retirement today. Did so in an open letter to the Players Tribune. And, you know, we think about what a terrific career he had. It is our T-Mobile built for baseball. And we picked out some of the memories. Remember this? August 31st, 2006. That was number 49 of the season to break Mike Schmidt's single season record for the Phils. And then he capped it with number 58 on September the 22nd of that year. 58 home runs in 1 season. How about the World Series Game 4? I know you guys remember this. He goes yard not 1 time in this game. That one down the left field line, but how about 1 to right as well? 2 home runs in that game. In the open letter today, he talked, I said thank you to the fans of Philadelphia, and he said, so when I heard that Philadelphia was hard on its players, it's funny. I'd just be like, all right, well, that's my kind of town. I related to that. And he certainly did. He was able to rise to the occasion so often. And you think about what he was able to accomplish. There he is, 5th round pick in 2001, the Rookie of the Year in 05, 3-time All-Star, of course, the National League MVP in that magical season of 2006, and a World Series champion. So he retires officially from baseball today, guys. And, well, I hope it means that we'll see him around the ballpark a little bit more.
Absolutely, Murph, as Santana singles to start this second inning. Ryan Howard was one of the best people to be around. You know, obviously his play on the field speaks for itself. Reese sent out a nice text message today on congratulating Ryan on his career. I talked to Ryan earlier today, just texted back and forth, and really was a special guy to watch his entire career in Philadelphia. 1 ball and no strikes to Hoskins. And that ball gets away from Real Muto, and Santana goes to second.
Well, you know, I've heard Jimmy Rollins say it. I've heard other Brad Lidge and all tells 2008. They said we don't we don't get there without him. I mean, that man was a force in the middle of the lineup, and you know, sadly, some people want to remember his last couple years that weren't very good. But, man, his start to his career, oh my God, you just watched with wonder. Like, when's it going to end?
Yeah, and I think
52. I mean, just kept going.
And you saw that shot of that home run that he hit, the side shot, when Murph had all those stats up. That's when his legs were really strong. I mean, you can even see it on that swing. And once he was injured with the Achilles, with the knees, he fought. I mean, he worked his tail off to try to get back. 3 balls and 1 strike to Hoskins, who grounded out his first time up. And ball 4. Well, Ryan's son D, who we watched grow up basically at the ballpark, sent out this tweet. Congrats to my dad on an amazing, amazing career. Thank you for showing me what it takes to be able to do what is that we love for a living. Half of what you have done is what many dream of achieving. People know you as a great player, but I see you as a better father. Very nice.
Very, very nice. Give you a little goosebumps, doesn't it?
Yeah. It is funny, though, watching Ryan's son grow up basically at the ballpark. First and second, nobody out. Here's Odubel, who fouls one back. He singled his last time up.
Got some bullpen action up already for the Marlins.
Now it's Nick Whitgren is warming up.
Double right here could bring him in.
0-2. Odubel said that was down.
Yeah, he said it was down. The umpire said I had it at the very bottom of the zone. I don't think Odubel agrees with him. Yeah, this is not a good day to pop up and say a bad word at home plate, but everyone who's listening to our broadcast is going to hear it.
It does add to the flavor a little bit.
Yeah. I know I've echoed a few around Atlanta Fulton County Stadium before.
No balls, 2 strikes. And a foul tip, and Herrera strikes out. He's going to be a little frustrated with that at bat. So that's the second strikeout for Richards. And it brings Wilson Ramos up. As he said, Tata and Hoskins take their lead. Inside, 1-1. Well, those are two pitches right down the middle of the plate for Ramos.
Yeah, I don't know if he's setting on something else or looking at different location. I got a feeling though if he tries to throw another one right down the middle, he might get a nice swing on it.
Fouls it back. It remains 2-2. Ramos with the Phillies so far, but he got out of the gate so quickly. This is his 13th game. He has 16 hits. 8 of those hits are extra base hits. This Cabrera waits on deck. Combined this year, 307, 15 home runs, 62 runs batted in. And he pulls that one foul. That was loud off the chair, wasn't it?
Hit it solid.
Outside, 3-2.
I don't think they'll put him in motion. Well, 3-2, 2 outs. They got to go, don't they? 1 out. I can't hardly see. Can you see that on my screen?
On your screen, I can see it from here, yes.
Maybe I didn't move farther away.
And outside, ball 4. That'll load up the bases. Well, you wonder if Don Mattingly's going to make a change right here. Bases loaded, 1 out. It's a 4-1 game.
Here he comes.
And he is signaled to the pen. So the Marlins will go to the bullpen here in the second. Like all other teams, the Marlins have a boatload of pitchers stored away in the bullpen. So Nick Whitgren was warming up in the pen, and he's going to come into the ball game for the Marlins. So that's it for Trevor Richards. The Phils have gotten 4. He's responsible for all 3 base runners. We'll be back right after this. Plan. By placing a deposit, you will be able to secure your plan and seat location prior to the official on-sale date. As an added bonus, 2019 season ticket deposit accounts will receive postseason access. Go to Phillies.com/season deposits for more information. All right, so the Phillies have the bases loaded, and Nick Whitgren will take over for Trevor Richards. And he will face Asdrubal Cabrera, who flied out to right field his first time up, which was in the first inning.
Boys are going to get some APs in this one, aren't they?
It looks that way right now.
I hope they get about 6. That way it's a laugher, Tommy. We need a laugher.
It is about time that the Phillies had a laugher, isn't it?
Yes.
On the other end.
When is the last time we
had a laugher?
Won by like 5 or 6 runs.
Well, that's a good question. First pitch is up high. Won by 4 runs on the 11th of August.
Nope.
See where the base runners are. 5 runs in the 26th of July at Cincinnati.
It's a long time ago.
5 against San Diego. Yeah, it's a long time ago. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Corners are up. Shift is on. Ground ball to the right or to the left of Rojas. They can't turn a double play, so that'll be another run.
A little late on that swing. Runners lead off for the 1-2 pitch coming to Cabrera. Outside, and it's 2-2. That ball is crushed deep to right field. Going back on it is Ortega, and it's off the base of the wall. 1 run is in, rounding third, and heading for him is Hoskins. He'll score standing as the throw is up the line. It's a 2-run double for Cabrera. 6-1 Phils.
Oh, Whitgren's come in and basically thrown all fastballs and looked like he was throwing them by Asdrubal, and then he throws a slider right there and speeds up his bat, hits it off the wall there and right, and you knew Ramos wasn't going to be able to score, and Reese comes chugging in behind Santana to make it a 6-1 lead, and that's it's a heck of a start, Tommy.
It sure is.
Just when we needed it most.
You just didn't want to leave the bases loaded without scoring any more runs. And now Williams with 2 in scoring position. He lays off 1-0.
And they got, you know, Dietrich's back a little bit. Castro's halfway, as is Rojas. But, you know, with Ramos on third, they don't have to be in on the grass.
Right.
And this is where, you know, Nick still has to get him a good pitch, try to get it out in the outfield deep. So I'm assuming that if Jake bats every inning, we're going to score a lot of runs.
Upstairs.
When you see the reaction, Asdrubal with Whitgren's fastball, and that one right there. And then, you know, they help you out with throwing you a hanging slider that speeds up your bat.
Bouncer right side. Ramos is holding at third. And a 4-3 put out. And there are 2 outs.
Now you might see Cesar get walked to get Kingery, who was walked to get to Arrieta.
Well, last time Williams was on first base with Cesar Hernandez, and we'll take a look at how he moves. StatCast AI powered by AWS. I mean, look at his route. He is quicker than the average, as Cesar is going to go to first base.
I just think that's odd, don't you? That you intentionally walk a guy because to get to the pitcher, but you intentionally walk the next inning the guy in front of him to get to him. Percentages, it's all about percentages. Until Scotty hits one in the gap, and then percentages are out the window. We have to add up some new ones.
Richards just taking a peek. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-1. Popped up foul and out of play. Kingery loops it foul again. It's going to go right into somebody's tater tots.
What?
There's a guy eating some wings down there, and I figured he had to have some tater tots down there.
Haven't had any of them in a while.
No balls and 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes. And a bouncer foul over the head of the Marlins dugout.
We need to put Murph on that side.
He would have been scattering.
I'd have made that play.
Yeah, you would have.
Yep.
After it hit the net. What the heck is that noise, Murph?
Sounded like the garbage truck just pulled up into the
Sound
dugout.
like the garbage
It sounded
truck.
like someone was banging on a garbage can. That's what it sounded like.
That was me looking for tater tots.
There's the 1-2 pitch coming to Kingery. And Kingery again hits it foul. Outside 2-2.
Get you one here, Scotty. You don't want to go 3-2. But don't help him out. Tell you, it would be fun to see him hit one in that gap in left center and see if we can put the StatCast on Cesar.
Absolutely.
Cesar gets a good enough jump. Ramos on third, he might catch him.
That one's pulled toward the hole, and it's knocked down at shortstop by Rojas, and he's able to roll it over to third base That is one of the better plays you're going to see. I mean, it was outstanding. The Phillies are going to take a peek at it. I mean, he had barely anything on the throw, and Anderson, he became a first baseman. It was pretty close.
I don't even know if Struvel's foot touched the base, did it? It looked like it hit Anderson's foot. But that's a heck of a play. I mean, he threw that ball while he was still sliding.
Yes, he did.
He got him.
So the Phils score a couple. They lead at 6-1 as we go to the bottom of the second. Kick off the Eagles season at Xfinity Live. There will be loads of freebies, live broadcasts, and giveaways just for our authentic fans, including a chance to win a commemorative Super Bowl 52 football and a chance to tour the NBC Sports Sunday Night Football bus. We begin the bottom of the second inning, and Arrieta starts it off. No balls and one strike with a foul ball. Arrieta has been staked to a 5-run lead. Down and away, and it's 1-1.
Tell you what, Tom, it silenced the crowd. That's 6 runs in 2 innings.
It did do that. That ball's hit toward third, scooped up by Cabrera, and 1 out. Cabrera's playing third again because Maikel Franco has a sore hand wrist, and he may have to go back to Philadelphia to get an MRI. It's because of what happened in Toronto on his birthday. He said, it's a shame it happened on my birthday on the 26th. This is the swing, John. And right there, ooh, look at, I mean, you can see how painful how much pain he was in.
Yeah, I've never seen that to your top hand.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you get jammed, you hurt your thumb. But I've never seen a wrist injury with your top hand. That
one is served through the vacant hole on the right side as Rojas singles.
Well, got to get him back. He was one of our hotter hitters in the month of August.
Yeah, and he was tailing on. He was 0 for his last 13. It was partly because, as he said, he goes, I really couldn't hold the bat, or I couldn't really swing comfortably.
Got a feeling we're going to see a lot of relief pitchers for the old Marlins. With all the extra bench players and extra pitchers, I don't think you're going to see a pitcher for the Marlins get an at bat in this game.
There's a strike.
I'm assuming that's happened before, right? Where a pitcher has never hit.
Boy, that's a good question. We can find that out. And although he was listed in the lineup.
Yeah,
he never hit.
Never getting in a pitcher never gets in at bat in a 9-inning game. Where's Carl when we need him?
Little dribbler right in front of the plate. Ramos gets to it quickly, throws to second, and they're able to get the lead runner. 2-4 on the putout.
I mean, it's a good play by Ramos right here, and you know, here's what a veteran does. He took his time. He made a nice throw. Cesar gave a good stretch because they knew they weren't going to get Brinson at first. There's no way you turn a double play on that. So with a 6-1 lead, make sure one. Good stretch by Cesar and a good throw by Ramos.
Pitch is low, 1 ball and no strikes. Hit foul down the right field line. Austin Dean was 1 for 3 last night. Oh. 1-2.
Looks pretty solid.
Austin Dean?
No, Jake
Jake
does.
Yeah, he does.
I mean, not physique-wise. I'm talking about
command-wise.
When the ball leaves his hands to hit Ramos's glove, he's
check swing. Did he go? No, says Bill Welke. Boy, I thought he went more than
Starlin Castro. I'd be thinking, wait, was that rookie gets the call? No justice in this game, Tom. Think if we yell loud enough, the guys in our dugout can hear us?
I think there's a pretty good chance that they could hear us. Down and away, 3-2.
I tell you, when we were out in Los Angeles, when they had the riots out there, the stadium was empty. I could hear Vince Scully announcing the game. We could I mean, I'd walk up to batter's box, you hear him the whole way. He's a West Virginia kid, grew up in the mountains.
Swing and a miss. And Dean strikes out. And the inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left. We'll head to the third. The Phillies on top 6-1. comment section for all the information, and please submit your answer on the subject line. John, the question is, who led the Marlins in home runs in their inaugural season in '93? In their inaugural season. The answer will be revealed a little later on.
It could have been one of the 57 answers I had yesterday.
Yes, it was one of the 57 answers.
And I'm going to go with this one.
And you are correct. Nice going. That's it. We got nothing else for you.
No more hints.
Here's Tyler Kinley, who will take over out on the mound to face Jake Arrieta.
Maybe he'll get an at-bat.
Kinley, who grew up in South Florida, played his college ball at nearby Barry University.
Barry?
Barry.
Barry. There's a Barry, too.
Or,
a couple kids from the school the kids go, I went there to play volleyball.
Our stats expert Jamie here is part of the Barry University athletic staff. He was a pitcher and a designated hitter. That ball's hit toward third, a foul ball by Arrieta.
See, now this is the Jake I like. The one without the gloves. He wore batting gloves last at bat.
He did wear batting gloves his last at bat.
I just remember hitting home run to right center field without gloves on in Wrigley. That's now he's a burly man. No gloves.
Swing and a miss, and Arrieta strikes out for the second time, and one out. The Phillies are celebrating Halloween early, Friday, September 14th, when the Marlins are in town. It is come dressed as one of your favorite costumes, just like the Fanatic. Go to Phillies.com/theme nights. So we're saying, if you want to dress like the Fanatic, dress like the Fanatic.
Are we dressing up for that game?
Well, we could, if you want to. Boy, how about Carlos? How hard is he hitting the baseball tonight?
And all aggressive early. He's getting a first pitch fastball and he's letting it fly, and that's a beautiful thing.
Exit velocity was pretty hard on that one.
No kidding. That's Starlin Castro's gut.
Yeah. Reese takes a strike, and it's 0-1. Kinley was selected in the Rule 5 draft by the Minnesota Twins and then returns on the 1st of May. Had an ERA of over 24 while with the Minnesota Twins. Originally a 16th round selection by the Marlins in 2013. And Reese strikes out, and the inning is over. Phillies go down in order for the first time tonight. We'll head to the bottom of the third. Phillies up 6-1. Play responsibly. And by Nissan. Shop ChooseNissan.com. Along with John Kruk, I'm Tom McCarthy. 6-1 Phils as we go to the bottom of the third inning. And the Marlins go back to their bench. And Sierra, who pinch hit in last night's ball game, will pinch hit here. One ball and one strike.
So far, no pitcher, right? Has hit.
No pitcher has hit, Johnny.
Did you gather that info yet?
I have not.
Too tough. We don't want to call Carl.
We're going to check with Elias. They'll help us out with that.
3 pitchers in 3 innings.
Swing and a miss.
He's out. Backswing interference. He's out.
It's a backswing interference, so he's out because the swing did hit Wilson Ramos.
All right.
Just asked him if he was all right. He said, yes, I am.
Now, what could he have done differently, Sierra?
That I don't know. I'm with you on that. I don't know what else he could have done.
That's a tough rule.
Yes.
It wasn't like he took an abnormal swing. And I've seen guys try to reach back and actually hit the catcher on purpose to get a catcher's interference. Like, I don't know what Sierra could have done differently there. With, I guess maybe not swung at that ball in the dirt.
Yeah, maybe. And stopped his momentum.
Anyway, Tommy, we'll take it.
Check swing by Ortega, who flied out to center field. And a strike 3 called. Man, he's got some movement right now on these pitches, John.
Yeah, he's got a little hop in his step today. It's a couple times he took the ball back from Ramos, and he had a little hop like Vince does, you know. Hey, you don't see that from Jake. Usually very stoic on the mound, not a lot of emotion. Yeah, a couple times seen he had this little Scherzer flip, you know, where gets the ball, flips it up with his glove, and catches it in his bare hand.
Well, the 6 runs his team has given him certainly would help, or has helped. That one's pulled to left field, a base hit for Castro, so a 2-out single. Or I should say 2-out double as he goes to second base. Castro is second in the National League in hits and average for second baseman. He's also one of the better hitters when he has 2 strikes. That's his 28th double of the year. Here's Real Muto. He homered his first time up. And that one goes right on by Ramos. And over to third base goes Castro. A wild pitch. That was a wild pitch. Yes, it was.
I'm sure Gabe would love to see at least 7 out of Jake tonight.
I would agree with that. That one's off the end of the bat foul. It's 1-2.
The heat is on, boys. Heat is on, and that's, you know, here's what I forget I was talking to today about this, but you know, you got the Braves playing the Red Sox.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a 2-game or 3-game series?
3 games. It's in the dirt. 2-2.
I mean, that's tough.
Well, Atlanta leads Boston 1-0. Kurt Suzuki, a solo home run.
You have to think, and I know you're not getting Sale or Price, and you know that's too bad for the Phillies, but you know, you win these next 2 games, win this one, win tomorrow, you got a feeling you got to pick up at least 1.
Oh, absolutely. You just can't afford to go back any farther.
No. No, because you still have 7 left with them.
Yeah, and I know that everybody's talking about that, and they should, because that's the way it should be, is that you have those matchups at the end of the year. But to be 4 out with 7 to go, that's still a lot of that's still a tough task. And just a bit outside, ball 4.
Pretty good pitch right here by Jake, just off the plate, but a better take by Real Muto. He'd got a lot of swings and misses with some of the other guys in their lineup on that pitch.
Here's Dietrich, who struck out his first time up. First and third, 2 outs. Phil's lead at 6-1. And a bouncer foul toward the Phillies dugout. 0-1. So the defensive alignment. On the inside corner. That one came back a little bit. Swing and a miss. He got him with a breaking ball. 6 strikeouts for Arrieta. No runs, 1 hit, and 2 men left on the corners. We'll head to the 4th inning. The Phillies on top, 6-1. 30. Local service personalized. Who but W.B. Mason? Now, as we move to the top of the fourth inning, the Phillies are on top 6-1.
And another pitcher, Tom.
Yeah, the Marlins will go to Javi Guerra to pick up here in the fourth inning.
I've lost track of all their pitchers. Kinley came in.
Guerra 1-1, a 5.54 ERA.
Kinley, Tom.
Kinley came in. Yep, pitched the scoreless 1-2-3.
And now Guerra.
Javi Guerra.
I'm going to miss. I don't have enough spots in my thing here. Unless they stop at 8 pitchers.
You think they would do that?
I don't know. Donnie seems to want to get a good look at all of them.
Yes, he does. I think Javi Guerra has actually pitched pretty well when we've seen him this year. In his career against the Phils, he has an ERA of 2.92. And Odubel strikes out. One away. Wilson Ramos is coming up. Let's check in with Greg Murphy. Murph.
All right, thank you very much, Tom. Well, here at Marlins Park, the Phils got a chance to see an old friend at the ballpark in uniform. Actually, Jimmy Rollins is here. He's here for the weekend. He was invited by Gabe Kapler in the front office to come and be with the team this weekend, much like Brad Lidge was here a couple weeks ago, just to be around the team, to talk to them about different things. I got a chance to talk to Jimmy Rollins before the game and, you know, what he wanted to talk to some of these players about. And he said, first and foremost, he said, you know, I just want to be around these guys and show them that you're never out of it until you're officially out of it. You got to find ways to win, he said, and find ways not to lose. He said, you know, getting beat is one thing, but losing is something different, and you have to understand the difference between that. And he hopes that as a team they begin to understand that, or they continue to understand that. And he said, and individually, guys, if they want to talk to him, then come up to him and talk to him. You want a beer?
I'm sorry, Murph. It was just funny watching him walk by.
I got one. Here we go. It's a Yingling.
I apologize, Murph.
You know what? It was funny. Anyway, Jimmy said, as individual players want, if they want to talk to him, you know, it's more about at this time of the season, just kind of getting out of your own way, trusting your athleticism, trusting what got you here as a ball player. He said, if you walk down the hallway, you're not going to say to yourself, I need to turn on the light, I need to lift my left hand, I need to flip the switch. He said, you just go ahead and you just do it. He said, sports is the same way. You just got to go out there and play. And he said, you know, these guys know that, but sometimes it's great to be reminded. And he said, you know what? It's just also fun to be around the guys from time to time. So it was great to see Jimmy. He'll be here tomorrow as well.
I'll tell you, we talked about Ryan Howard before. It was fantastic to see Jimmy Rollins today. He still has that boyish look about him.
I don't think that's ever going to change.
It probably won't. I don't know if he's officially retired yet, John.
He said no.
I'm not.
He has not officially retired, Murph?
Well, not officially, no.
I'm not either.
That ball is crushed. I mean, deep to right field. It is gone. Another second deck home run for Cabrera. And the Phillies now lead at 7-1. 23 home runs, 72 runs batted in for Asdrubal Cabrera.
Tell you what, you add up Santana and Cabrera's home runs, you can take a nice trip on those. Like, what were the chances with those? Well, here's the pitch right here by Guerra, and it's just an elevated fastball that begs to be hit hard, Tom.
Yes, sir.
Asdrubal obliged him. Another one that bounced out on the field.
Must be the angle.
But now, what were the odds with 10 people in that section that one of them needed a beer at that particular time?
The odds seem to be good.
100%, I'd say.
So 7-1 Phils. Nick Williams the batter. No balls and one strike. And Williams hits one out towards center field. And it's playable for Brinson. Phillies get another run on the home run by Asdrubal Cabrera. And Murph getting some visitors. That is so great. We head to the bottom of the fourth. Chevrolet dealers. And by WB Mason. Who but WB Mason for fast, free delivery? Nobody does it better. We'll move to the bottom of the fourth inning, and Jake Arrieta now has a 7-1 lead to work with, as Brian Anderson will lead things off. And a first pitch at the knees. It's 0-1.
So don't you have to sign papers that say you're officially retired?
Yes, I do believe you have to sign, because Larry never signed them either. Larry Anderson.
Yeah, I got out of town before.
Are you thinking about coming back?
You know, I think I could help with some teams. I don't know doing what. I have a feeling I'd clog the bases, Tom, if I ever did get on.
Yeah, but as long as you don't get anybody's way, John, you're fine. We'll go station to station.
I can't promise you that.
Why is that?
Well, I can't move.
All right, that's a fair point.
I mean, if I'm on first and someone hits one in the gap,
right,
it's probably going to be a single.
Outside, it's 2-2. It's probably going to be a single. You're right about that.
Courtesy runner, maybe?
Yeah, we would give you a courtesy runner.
I don't think I could hit a ball far enough to be safe at first.
Safe and secure?
That could be one of the rare 7-3 putouts if I hit a line drive to left. One hop.
Line drive to left.
Yeah, left.
7-3 putout.
First of all, I'd probably have to stop for a break halfway there.
Wouldn't make you a bad person.
Put tater. Maybe I can put a big box of tater tots about a foot behind first.
Yeah, really.
That could be incentive.
Bouncer over to third. And one out. Hey, John, by the way, Jim Hogan is making the trip with Phillies PR staff.
Yeah.
Jimmy's done a great job these last several days. Done a great job the last 2 years with the Phils. Well, tonight is his new bride, Katrina's birthday. So, Katrina, Jim wanted us to wish you a very happy birthday. Thanks for letting him come along with us to South Florida. We had a nice dinner last night. You didn't want to come.
I didn't think I was invited.
Always invited, John. Always invited.
Remember the last time here, Murph's son brought me something back to eat.
Offered that too. You said no.
I know. I had hummus.
For dinner?
Yep.
Fly ball to left center field. And Odubel will run it down. Why does that surprise me?
Well, it should shock you because I
There's Jimmy. Check your phone, Jim. We just wish Katrina a happy birthday. That's a little bit of a smile, I think.
Is that his smile for the day?
I think that's a little bit of a smile. It'd be great if Jim Salisbury walked by right now. Like a big pile of Taco Tuesday.
They were pretty good. Did you get any?
I got a little bit.
They weren't bad.
0-1 to Brinson. Brinson reached on a fielder's choice his first time up.
Oh, you know, in that little thing down there in the hotel, the lobby. That,
oh, the little market fair?
yeah, I got the hummus. I don't know why either.
I don't know why either.
I
Murph, does that surprise you that he got hummus?
I don't even know who he is anymore, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I didn't know myself either last night, to be honest with you. I don't know why it possessed me to get it.
Was it a mistake?
Well, you know, Murph, I've made a bunch.
Swing and a miss, and Brinson's down on strikes. 7 strikeouts for Arrieta, and a 1-2-3 4th inning. We move on to the 5th here in South Florida. The Phillies up 7-1. Students for $15 and then a $12 voucher to get something out in Ashburn Alley like Chickies and Pete's or Tony Luke's or a Hatfield hot dog and Coke. Go to Phillies.com/studentsteal to purchase your tickets. Select days this September as Cesar rolls over on the first one from Javi Guerra. And one quick out here in the 5th inning. Phillies jumped out with 4 runs in the first.
So someone sent a video of Sean Casey, the mayor, getting thrown out on a line drive to left field at first.
No way.
Yeah, but the third baseman almost caught it and he stopped.
Wow.
Like the third baseman jumped and he thought he caught it, so he stopped. And then when he saw that it was into left field, the left fielder already had the ball and threw him out by a step or 2. No tater tots beyond the base, or else he'd have been saved too. I believe the mayor likes tater tots.
I would think he does.
Be my guest.
Kingery tonight is 0 for 1. He was intentionally walked his first time up. Just a bit outside, 2-0. Swing and a miss, 2-1. Fielder foul, and it's 2-2. It'll be Kingery and then Arrieta with one out here in the 5th inning. Liner out to right field. That's pretty well hit. Ortega's not going to get it. It's going to go to the wall, and watch Kingery run. He's already at second, and he stumbles going around second base. And he is safe at third. He got to the back of the bag. Whew. That is some athleticism there.
That was a great slide.
He's fortunate that he didn't go head first into the infield dirt.
Yeah, he was close to going down, that for sure. But third he is. One out, you take a chance, right?
Absolutely.
And he got a good. It's the thing I've noticed about these fences. The ball doesn't bounce directly back towards the fielder. It bounces toward to the side, right there. So watch his slide.
That was a really good slide. That Arrieta tried to bunt and bunts it foul. Put a little safety squeeze together.
Forget the safety squeeze, Jay. Go deep.
One and two to Arrieta. Outside, 2-2.
You ever see Real Muto throw that ball back? You know how most guys just roll it to catch your ball in the dirt and he roll it over to the dugout?
Is he firing it?
He fires it, and that bad boy with no gloves on just snags him. I mean, that was a heck of a play he just made on that last one.
They got a system down, John.
It's not like he just like tosses it over to him. I mean, it doesn't have a hump in it when he throws it over there.
Upstairs, ball 4. Arrieta walks to put runners on first and third.
Yeah, have a huge night, Carlos.
Well, here's the first inning home run for Carlos Santana.
Yeah, what a way to get the game started for the Phillies, leading off the top of the first. Been a struggle to score runs, and he said, you know what, I'm going to help us out right here. Swung at the first pitch, worked it to 2-2 or 2-1, and got him a fastball and didn't miss it. That's a beautiful thing. And a great stress relief for this team to finally feel like they can score a run.
Absolutely.
I think he get something good to hit here, 2-0.
Time now for our Geico quote of the day on hitting Carlos Santana leadoff. He's been very consistent with his on-base percentage despite his periods of not getting hits and some periods of not as many home runs. He's been very consistent about getting on base pretty regularly, and he's had a nice stretch of performance lately. I think every manager anguishes over the lineup from time to time. I mean, Gabe, there's so much matchups that he's trying to coordinate.
Well, you know, I made a mention of it on the thing. Like, I always personally wanted to know. I knew when I came in the ballpark I was going to be hitting third.
Right.
And it was a good feeling. But the more I think about it, the more I've talked to more people today, like, they don't really have a leadoff hitter. They don't really have a guy that you say, okay, he's a fourth hitter, a third hitter, or whatever. So he has to do this. And I understand it now.
That one slowly hit toward first. Coming home is Kingery. They throw to first, and Santana's out, but a run scores. I don't think Dietrich really knew what he wanted to do there, right?
Nope, that's the indecision of a guy who hasn't played a lot of first base. I don't know if he'd have got Scotty anyway. He got a good secondary lead. He got a good jump off the bat. Now watch Scotty. Scotty gets a big secondary lead. I mean, a long lead and a good secondary lead, and he came off. I don't know right there if Dietrich would have had him either way, just because he's right-handed and the way he fielded the ball, more going toward the line, so he would have had to throw with a, like a quarterback rolling to his left, throw with his shoulder open, and that thing can go anywhere. Trust me. I think he took the smart way and just tried to get an out, make a 2-out hit, score another run.
Hoskins takes a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I mean, that's one of those balls as a right-handed first baseman. You want to come in and either backhand it so your momentum's going toward home and it's just an easy catch and your shoulders aligned, throw to home. But the way he caught that ball, it would have been a tough throw for him.
That one's out toward third. Anderson is up with it, and Hoskins is tagged out going through the first base bag. The Phillies do get another run, though, on the ground out by Carlos Santana. Middle of the 5th. It's the Phils 8, Marlins 1. This is Bank, the official bank of the Phils. Well, in the North Championship Game 1, bottom of the 7th inning, Clearwater leads Daytona 6-5. Luke Williams, an RBI single. Henri Lartigue, a 2-run double. Now, don't forget, with only 12 home games left in September, make sure to make your way to Citizens Bank Park, but also keep an eye on what's going on with the Phillies minor league teams, because the Lakewood Blue Claws, the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs, They are all in the postseason. In fact, Lehigh Valley will start tomorrow against Scranton. Play Wednesday and Thursday in Scranton, and then Friday at home. Go to ironpigsbaseball.com. Well, Jake Arrieta has an 8-1 lead to work with. As we move on to the bottom of the 5th inning. Logan Galloway is out of the on-deck circle as Dean hits one back toward the middle. Backhanded by Cesar, throws to first, not in time.
Jake thought he should have had that one.
Yeah, I think it went right through him almost. And now Galloway will pinch hit. So John, the pitcher, still has not hit.
I mean, this ball is just first pitch fastball down the middle, and I think if he didn't have that little hop, he would have caught it, but he hopped and it just went under his glove. Cesar with a great attempt, but Dean beats that one out easily, and we still don't have a pitcher hitting, right?
Still do not have a pitcher hit.
I'm running out of spaces, Tom.
Galloway
Ouch.
breaks his bat.
Man, did that get in there.
Got stones in his hands on that one.
Ooh. That not only got in the kitchen, it got in the pantry too. It got in every room close to the kitchen. Man, that was deep in there. Whoever came up with that saying, it got in your kitchen? Like, who doesn't want to be in the kitchen?
I'm going to see if we can find that. Wilson Ramos didn't know where it was. It's fouled back. It's 1-2. Galloway's numbers this year: 250 with 2 homers and 5 runs batted in. Another one fouled back. Inside, 2-2. The other good thing about Arrieta throwing all these strikes is that his pitch count is in a good spot. With 7 strikeouts, 4 hits he scattered, including that infield hit. Line drive caught by Cabrera. And 1 out. MLB At Bat is your #1 Philadelphia Phillies app. Customize your experience to catch every moment this season. Get Phillies home screen icons and features such as the MLB.tv Game of the Day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, live radio broadcasts, stats, news, and more. Download MLB At Bat today. Ortega went through on that one.
What? Give Jake some credit, man. Last start he didn't pitch well at all. I think he even ripped himself, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
A little bit.
There's a liner out to right field. Dean will go to third as Williams will get the throw in. It'll be first and third with one out. Yeah, John, he did criticize himself because he said he needs to be better in situations like this.
Yeah, well, this is, and it's not over. We understand that, but this is the pitching performance they need and the offense they needed in the same game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think one of the reasons that the Phillies went out and got Jake was for games like this.
Right, I agree with that.
Team struggling, and he's had a couple where he didn't pitch particularly well when, you know, after, you know, a couple game losing streak. And but they've given him enough offense, and he's pitching exactly the way that the Phillies needed him to pitch today.
That one's out towards shallow center field. Cesar's going out. He can't get it. It'll drop for a hit. A run scores. It's an RBI bloop single for Castro. That's another hit for Starlin Castro.
Yeah, he got great pitch by Arrieta, got jammed, and he just hit it into no man's land.
Yeah, he almost pulled it in there, John.
Yeah, Cesar made a gallant effort at that ball, but all right, you need a ground ball right here, double play ball. Tough customer right here, though, in Real Muto.
Inside.
Wouldn't think he'd be swinging here down 8-2, would you?
I don't think so. Inside, ball 4, and the bases are loaded.
Grant is going out to talk to Jake. And, you know, that could have been one of those, look, this guy's had some good at bats. I've gotten Dietrich twice on strikeouts, and you know, Dietrich really hadn't had a good swing yet off of Jake, and I don't know if he was pitching around him on purpose, but I think maybe once he got behind, he, you know, don't throw him a cookie.
Well, now he gives him a chance to get a breather. He's got a 6-run lead,
and he was on the base pass last inning, right, for a while? Was that last inning?
Yes. Pitches by inning. Obviously, this is starting to teeter a little bit. He's at 15, but the guy does roll double play balls.
Yes,
so
he does.
There's a spot now where he could do it. Bouncing ball to first base. Santana's got it. He's going to come home and not in time. All right, so it's 8-3. They get the out at first. John, I don't think he would have been able to turn 2 if he got in the second back over to first.
No.
So that was just more kind of taking a chance that he could do it.
I mean, the only way he would have gotten the force at home is if he neglected to get the out at first. I think right here, if he throws home, he might have him on the force.
On the force play,
He would have definitely had him on the force, but once he put the tag in effect by stepping on the base, you know, there was no way. Ortega runs too well for that.
Swing and a miss by Brian Anderson. Anderson has grounded out to third twice. Outside, it's 1-1.
But you know, with a 6-run lead at the time, what it was, you take an out. You know, if he tries to rush a throw home, he throws it away. You're looking at a huge inning. And you know, it's Anderson here. It's 2 runs. All right, we still got a 5-run lead. I don't think he saw that pitch well.
I don't think
Tom.
he did either. Swing and a miss. I don't think he saw that one either, John. That is 8 strikeouts for Jake Arrieta. And the inning is over. The Marlins do score 2 runs. They leave 2. We'll head to the 6th inning. It's the Phillies 8 and the Marlins 3. Putting together a very solid second half of the campaign and has posted his 3rd straight 20-plus home run season. Since the 2nd week of July, Maikel Franco has provided plenty of production for the Phillies lineup, batting over 300 with runners in scoring position. Consistency at the plate and clutch hits will be the offense the Phils need in their push for the postseason. And it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Well, unfortunately, our Philly of the week may not be in the lineup anytime soon with that sore wrist. I guess it's essentially the back of the hand into the wrist for Maikel Franco.
Yeah, that's weird. Like
that grimace though when he took that swing.
Oh yeah, but you can see, you know, walking down to first base how he couldn't hardly lift it. He was in so much pain. But you know, you wonder if you know, if there's nothing torn in there, you wonder if they can just shoot it up and get him back out there.
Well, here's Odubel Herrera as we begin the 6th inning. Brett Graves is the new pitcher.
Oh, they got another one?
They got another one. And Odubel takes strike 1.
Odubel needs to find a happy medium. Either goes up and takes or he goes up and swings.
You're right about that.
A decision should never be made in the on-deck circle of how that bat's going to go.
You think that happens sometimes?
I think so. I think so, yeah.
Bouncer foul past the first base coach's box. Jose David Flores has it. Oh, Boston's taking a 3-1 lead over Atlanta. That game's at the top of the 5th inning.
Here we go. St. Louis leading Washington 4-0. Put ourselves out of reach of Washington and put one game closer to Atlanta.
That one's hit back to the box. And Odubel's retired in his 4th at bat here in the 6th inning. And that'll bring Wilson Ramos to the plate. Braves 1-1, an ERA of 5.55. Pitch outside, 1-0. Bouncer back toward the middle, and Rojas cleanly to his left makes the play. 2 outs. Well, here comes Asdrubal Cabrera, who's had a nice night, 3 RBIs. This is what he did in the 4th inning.
Got him one a little up and out over the plate. Man, did he put a good swing on that. Another home run by the Phillies in the upper deck. Santana in the 1st and Cabrera on that at bat. They've hit some lengthy ones, Tom.
Yes, they have. Balls in the dirt, 1-0.
You gotta watch Real Muto, and the ball's in the dirt. He just fired another one over there. Like, it's not an underhand toss either. It's a full overhand shoulder turn.
Got to toughen those guys up.
I guess.
Inside, 2-0.
Is there any way you can run out of players in September?
You better not.
I mean, Donnie's got to be close, doesn't he?
He still has a lot of pitchers left.
I know. I'm talking about like bench players.
Let's see. 1, 2. Well, you figure because
Riddle's out.
JT Riddle is out. Yeah, no, he's got some guys left. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's got at least 4 guys, 5 guys.
Galloway. Oh yeah, he's still got a punch, man.
Asdrubal fouls it back. He wasn't pleased with that.
No, he wasn't.
It remains 3-2. because he felt like he had a pitch to hit.
Yeah, it was just a little bit more in on the one he hit out. A little spinner. It stayed up.
Again, fouled away. Yeah, there's ball 4. So as Drubel is on base for the 3rd time. Thursday, if you can't make it to Xfinity Live for football night in Philadelphia, get ready for the Eagles-Falcons with us. Starting at 5, it's Philly Sports Talk, followed by a special edition of Quick's Lens. And then the best football analyst in town take you up to kickoff on Eagles pregame live.
Old Reggie White.
Yeah, that guy's ready. He's got his old school Reggie White jersey. As Nick Williams takes outside.
I took my son this winter up in the Eagles store, you know, where at Lincoln Financial. Could not find a Nick Foles jersey.
It's the hottest selling jersey. That ball is hit well deep to right center field. Ortega is going back toward the wall. It is caught. He did it again. He robbed Santana last night, and he reels that one in from Nick Williams here tonight. Boy, Nick had a beautiful swing. That went 390 feet. And Ortega, perfect technique. No runs, no hits, and 1 man left. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. Phil's up 8-3.
Outstanding in right field. Like you said, Tommy, robbed Santana yesterday, and there goes up against the wall to rob Nick Williams of potential extra bases and an RBI. Rafael Ortega, you're our Hyundai defensive play of the game. Brought to you by your local Hyundai dealers.
Well,
it's a heck of a play.
It sure was. So he had to cover a lot of ground. So Arrieta begins the bottom of the 6th inning, and he'll face Miguel Rojas. And he delivers a strike at the knees, and it's 0-1. Strike two.
I don't think he thought that was a strike, Tom.
I don't think he did. And a swing and a miss, and Arrieta picks up his 9th strikeout of the night. So what a way. Let's check in with Greg Murphy. Murph.
All right, thank you very much, Tom. It's time for our Coors Banquet Timeless Moment. September 4th, 1997, Phil's rookie catcher Bobby Estrella has himself a day. Pedro Martinez was on the mound. In the second, to left field, a solo home run. Then in the 6th, he's back up there again, this time a 2-run shot. And then why not? One more for good measure in the 9th.
One was gone.
Yeah. Home run, 3 home runs in the game. And Phillies win the game 6-4 over Montreal. He is one of 20 rookies in Major League Baseball history to have 3 home runs in one game.
That's a pretty good night right there. Man.
Pretty good pitcher, too.
Over to the shortstop side, backhanded by Kingery, slings it on one hop in time to get Brinson. Nice smooth transition there by Kingery.
I mean, watch how quick he gets from glove to hand to throw. I mean, that's just unbelievably quick. Nice long hop for Carlos over there at first base. Get the speedy Brinson.
Yeah, this infield grass, because of the roof, obviously it's tough to get sunlight, and they've had so much rain in this area the last several weeks. Well, you know that. They were hoping that the roof would be open today because they wanted to get some more sunlight on this field.
It's all about photosynthesis, Tom.
Is that what it is?
Isn't that what it means? Light to
I believe
plants
so.
or something to
I
make
believe
it
so.
grow? Or, I don't know.
Fouled away. Swing and a miss. And that is 10 strikeouts for Arrieta. It matches his season high, which he picked up on the 19th of April. It's been a nice night for Jake. 1, 2, 3 go the Marlins. We'll move to the 7th inning. Your local Ford store. Check out every new Ford car, truck, and SUV crossover at buyfordnow.com today. And by Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Well, time now for your Delaware Valley Honda dealers game summary. It's 8-3. Phillies on top. They jumped out to a 4-run lead in the first. A homer by Santana and a bases clearing triple by Cesar Hernandez. Hernandez has 3 RBIs. Cabrera has 3 RBIs. And Carlos Santana has 2 RBIs and 2 runs scored. And Jake Arrieta has 10 strikeouts. There you see it. Trevor Richards lasted just an inning in the third.
Nice to see some crooked numbers being put up too by the Phillies offense.
There's a line drive into center field. That'll be another base hit for Cesar. It's his 2nd hit of the night. Listen, John, I mean, one game does not make a turnaround at all, but there are some guys that have really been scuffling that have swung the bats nicely tonight.
Yeah, Santana, Cesar, Kingery hit that ball hard into the right center field for the triple.
Upstairs, 1-0. Out toward left center field. Brinson's on the run. There's a lot of room to roam. Cesar's tagging. And the throw goes right to second base. Cesar made a good decision going back. And with 1 out, it'll bring Arrieta to the plate.
He was a good base running by Cesar and good heads up play by Brinson too, not taking anything for granted.
Anderson makes that catch on the bunt. And there are 2 outs. Time now for our Toyota Turning Point. We go to Carlos Santana, who's had himself a good night. It began in the first inning when he walked to the plate as the leadoff hitter.
Yeah, struggling to score runs have the Phillies been, and he took a good swing on the first pitch, worked it back to 2-1, and didn't miss that one into the upper deck. And then Cesar right here with the bases loaded with the double down the line that scored all 3. And those are our Toyota turning points of the game, and hopefully enough to keep the Marlins out of reach.
Carlos takes a strike. It's 0-1.
Hear that sound?
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like paper crinkling.
Yes.
You know what that is?
No, I don't.
Carlos's hands on his bat with the pine tar.
Is it really?
Yeah.
You're right, it is. I just saw him wiggle his fingers. 6-3 on the putout. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left. It is time to stretch here in South Florida. The Phils on top, 8-3. the fans trivia quiz answer. All right, John, here we go again. Who led the Marlins in home runs in their inaugural season in '93?
I needed no help.
No, you did. You need
My first
nothing.
guess, Orestes Destrada.
Yep, 20 home runs for Orestes.
He was a high draft pick of the Yankees, right?
Yes, that's correct.
And the Marlins took him in the expansion draft.
Yep, spent some time in Japan.
Yeah.
Was actually the MVP in Japan when he went over there. He wound up only playing 4 years of baseball in the majors. But over in Japan, 1, 2, 3, played 4 years in Japan, actually 5. 42 home runs, 39 home runs, 41 home runs in Japan. There's a line drive by Bostic, who's pinch hitting into left field. So he is aboard with a leadoff single.
Get a rollover grounder here to Cesar.
Ortega's 1 for 3. He singled and scored his last time up. Arrieta's matched his season high in strikeouts with 10. He delivers a strike 0-1. Trying to get his 98th win. More importantly, trying to get the Phillies maybe a game closer to the Atlanta Braves. Swing and a miss at an off-speed pitch. 0-2.
Oh my gosh.
What do you got, Johnny?
7-4 now, St. Louis, Washington. Pitcher's duel.
Yeah, what was it, 4-0 St. Louis?
Yeah.
Bouncing ball to the right side. Cesar has it, flips to second for 1, awkwardly to first in
Wow.
time. That's a great play by Scott Kingery.
Yeah, that is a great play. I mean, you know, Cesar gets it quick, but I think Scotty was off balance there at second. I think he thought the throw was going to go outside and it went in, so he had to cross over the base. He kind of falling down, but threw a dart to first base. Good play by Scotty.
So 2 away. And Starlin Castro, who has 2 hits tonight. Just a bit outside. And a line drive, 1 hopper picked by Cesar Hernandez, and the inning is over. 7 innings for Jake Arrieta. No runs, 1 hit, and nobody left. We'll go to the 8th inning. Reese Hoskins will lead it off when we get back. Is brought to you by your Delaware Valley Honda dealers. Hurry to your local Del Val Honda dealer. Visit DelValHondaDealers.com. And by Jefferson Health. Call 800-JEF-NOW or visit jeffersonhealth.org. Phillies lead at 8-3 as we go to the top of the 8th inning. Right through the fish tank over by the Marlins dugout. And Drew Rucinski will be the new pitcher for the Marlins. He's done a nice job for them in 23 games. He's 4-1. Rick Kranitz with a fist pump with Jake Arrieta. That's a good night for Jake Arrieta. 3 runs, 10 strikeouts. He got his 22nd double play ground out. Gabe Kapler has to be happy with that. He's got to be happy with the way the offense has come out tonight with eight runs on 8 hits, capitalizing. And Rucinski gets Rhys Hoskins out front of the first pitch. Inside, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Rhys is 0 for 3, walked and scored in the second. The run scored was his 77th. The walk was his 76th. That's why his on base percentage has been sitting at .360 with all the walks. Inside, 2-1.
To see him and Odubel going about a 3-week tear to finish the season.
No one's popped up third base side. Rucinski, the pitcher, will give way to Anderson, who makes the catch. 1 away. Time for our Nissan upgrade. Upgrade to the technology of tomorrow today. Rhys Hoskins is the Phillies nominee for the 2018 Roberto Clemente Award. It's all about community service and how you handle yourself, and he's the perfect person for that. And congratulations to Hector Neris, voted the National League reliever of the month for August with 10 straight scoreless appearances. And it was also about the strikeouts.
Struck out a ton, and his confidence is through the roof
Yes.
right now, and just what he needed.
Odubel way out in front of a breaking ball, and it's 0-1.
You know, when you go down to minor leagues, you get a chance. He got a pretty good long time to work on what he needed to work on. And I don't care how well you did down there, until you do it up here, you know, that's when the confidence starts going.
Yeah, because you can do all the successful pitching in AAA, but you still have that environment that you left at such a low level in the majors that you've got to conquer. I think it was also good. Nobody wants to do it, but that they just left him alone down there to work on it.
Yep.
Outside, 1-2. I know his buddies are happy to have him back in the bullpen. Luis Garcia.
Well, he is a high energy type guy. Entertaining as well.
Remains 1-2 to Herrera, who'll be followed by Wilson Ramos here in the 8th. Fly ball left field. And Austin Dean and Rojas converge, and it's Rojas who makes the call on the catch. 2 outs. And here comes Wilson Ramos. Tapper. Ramos has walked twice and he's grounded out twice.
We need another ball in the dirt that Real Muto can throw to the bad boy.
Just to see him fire.
It's fascinating to me.
A high bouncer over to third. Foul. One and two to Ramos. Phillies tonight are 2 for 9 with runners in scoring position. Seems like they would be better than that.
A lot of walks.
A lot of walks.
Only 8 hits. 8 runs, 8 hits.
Phillies have walked 7 times in tonight's game. That's something that Gabe talked about, just seeing that number go up again.
But it's a different way they're walking because they're still aggressive.
And right past Dietrich at first base. And Ramos a 2-out single. And that'll bring Cabrera up. And you wonder if Arrieta's going to go back out there. There's nobody warming up.
No.
I figured he'd be done.
What's he got?
95.
95?
Everybody congratulated him.
Yeah, I hope he didn't think he was done and he gave everyone high fives and hey, guess what?
Got to take it back.
Well, if that guy comes in, we're in trouble.
With the old bag. 0-1 to Cabrera, who has doubled two runs home. He's also homered. That one sits sharply to the right side. Rojas has it with a very demonstrative frame. He throws it over to first. No runs, a hit, and 1 left. It looks like Jake is, well, looks like he's headed back out. We'll be back. We'll find out. Get home next week, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. A 3-game series, all 3 at 7:05. Phillies lost 2 of 3 to Washington during the homestand this past week. Got to get back at it, get that home field advantage again. All right, so Jake is staying out. I mentioned he's at 95 pitches. He may not pitch the whole inning, but at least to start against JT Realmuto, because Hector is warming up at the bullpen. Swing and a miss at the first sinker, and it's 0-1. He has scattered 7 hits over 7 innings so far. Inside, 2-1. Three balls, 1 strike. Arrieta came into this ball game 3rd in all of baseball in ground ball percentage. And tonight he's gotten his share of ground balls, but he's also struck out 10.
He had a big double play last inning.
Yeah, counting that double play, 8 outs have been recorded on the ground.
That's the only double play we've turned, though, right?
That is the only one tonight, John. And the 3-2 pitch. Ground ball foul. There's Hector warming up now in the pen again. Fly ball left field. That's pretty well hit. Hoskins going back, and it is gone. Realmuto with his 2nd home run of the night. He's now established a franchise record for home runs by a catcher for the Marlins. That's his 20th. And it's an 8-4 ball game.
He got behind in the count 3-1. Yeah, the last thing you want to do is walk a leadoff hitter in an inning. You challenge him. He could easily have popped that up as he could hit it out, but sadly for Jake, he hit it out.
And now Dietrich takes a strike. It's 0-1. The guy's a really good player.
Yes, indeed he is.
And if they put him out on the market this offseason, they want a lot for him. I mean, think about it. They traded Yelich to the Brewers and got 5 guys back. And they'll get it. They'll want at least 5 guys back for Realmuto.
I would think they'd want a lot for him. Yeah, I mean he's good at any catcher in the National League.
Not only offensively but defensively.
Yeah. Great pop time.
Good pop time, Johnny. Little bouncer foul. Curveball swung on and missed. That's 11 strikeouts for Arrieta. 1 out here in the 8th inning. And with One away. Gabe Kapler's heading out to the mounds. And that should be it for Jake Arrieta, with Hector Neris warming up. So Arrieta with 11 strikeouts. His career high is 13. And we've got a pitching change here at Marlins Park. Neris is coming in. We'll be back right after this.
Things could have been different if the game was close defensive-wise, but other than that, I mean, I thought he was unbelievable. The left-hand batters, it just didn't look like they had a chance. Dietrich with the hat trick. Brian Anderson, one of their best hitters, it just never got a good swing off of Jake. And oh, look, this is exactly what the Phillies need. They need to score a bunch of runs. They need the pitcher to go deep in the game. Both missions have been accomplished. Yes. Now finish it.
Yeah, it'll be Hector Neris first that'll try to finish it. At least finish this 8th inning. Hector, a 5.31 ERA, 61 strikeouts. But you have to kind of look at his numbers now compared to then, and how well he's pitched since being brought up. Again, the National League Relief Pitcher of the Month. A bouncer foul, and it's 0-1.
Well, Anderson's got to think this is a cakewalk compared to Arrieta. 2 grounders to third and a punch out.
Up high. Anderson was not supposed to start tonight. JT Riddle was supposed to start at short, and Rojas was supposed to start at third. But JT Riddle came up with a sore wrist during batting practice. Swing and a miss. He got him with a split. 12 strikeouts tonight for Phillies pitching.
Yeah, Hector's bread and butter. You get ahead with the fastball and then throw that baby, just disappears. And that was a pitch he didn't have earlier in the season. He would hang a bunch of them. It just like tumbling instead of that sharp bite. But man, he has been so good since he's been called back up.
That's 292 career strikeouts. Now, one of the numbers that really has stood out for Hector is the fact that his strikeouts per 9 are up over 14. Now, Josh Hader is right ahead of him. Now, if you think of Hader, you think of a strikeout relief pitcher. the fact that Hector is that close to Hader, it's a pretty good category for him. No balls and 1 strike. And a liner off the end of the bat. And that'll drop for a base hit. Rojas' second hit. And it'll bring Brinson up. Every time a Phillies pitcher records a pitch of 95 miles per hour or more, Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest internet in Philadelphia. That one's lined into left field, a base hit. So the Marlins will have runners on first and second with 2 outs. And Austin Dean is coming up in an 8-4 game.
All right, Hector, enough fooling around. I mean, the last thing you want to do is get to the 9th inning and they score a couple here and Real Muto gets to hit again.
Yeah, that's true. And Castro. Well, the Florida State League North Championship game number 1, the Threshers defeated Daytona 7-6. Congratulations to those guys. Game 2 coming up tomorrow. 1 ball, 1 strike. And a liner out to center field. Odubel is there to make the catch, and the inning is over. A run does score on the home run by JT Real Muto. 3 hits, 2 men left. We'll head to the 9th. Fills up 8-4.
And the Braves are trailing the Red Sox right now 5-1, and they're playing that game without their shortstop Dansby Swanson, who left the game in the 2nd inning after being hit in the head by a pitch. He got up, he was able to trot down to first base, but Brian Snitker came out and so did the trainers, and for precautionary reasons they pulled him out of the game. It doesn't sound like it's a serious injury, but playing without Swanson tonight. And how about this story, guys, coming out of Seattle? Apparently, before the game today in Seattle, there was a skirmish inside the clubhouse of the Mariners. They cleared reporters out before BP today, and apparently at one point yelling and screaming was heard, and the door popped open and some of the reporters saw guys on the ground kind of wrestling and in the middle of some kind of fight. They downplayed it. Scott Service saying, hey, that kind of thing happens in a Major League clubhouse from time to time, probably more than we know. But they're 5.5 games out of that wild card chase in the American League, and probably not something you want to happen in your clubhouse. But like you said, those kinds of things happen. John, ever been around something like that? A little fight inside the clubhouse?
Yes.
There you go. You start it?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm a peacemaker.
Yes, you are.
No, we had a few.
It happens, right?
Yeah. Man, you spend how many months? What, 7 or 8 months with the same guys?
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, eventually something's going to happen. As a matter of fact, I don't know if there was every year I went without one.
There you go.
Ben Meyer delivers outside 3-1. Outside, ball 4. So Nick Williams draws a walk to start the 9th inning. And Cesar Hernandez, who is 2 for 3 with an intentional walk, is coming up. See Ben Meyer's numbers. This is his 11th game.
Wouldn't mind adding a couple, would you? Whoa.
That would be great. Meyer's 25 years old, out of the University of Minnesota, 29th round pick by the Marlins in 2015. This year down in AAA, he was 5-4 in 11 starts with an ERA of 4.24. Not really a strikeout guy.
No.
In fact, he allowed a lot of base runners.
I hope he allows a bunch here.
Cesar fouls it back. It's 2-2. Phillies 8 runs on 9 hits. The Marlins 4 runs on 10 hits tonight. This is the 7th pitcher they've used. And a curveball in.
I'd run him. Yeah, I'd run him.
Yeah, particularly the way Cesar's swinging the bat tonight.
Yeah. And this guy's not a strikeout pitcher.
He does not go, and the pitch low, ball 4. Back-to-back walks. That's 9 walks tonight for the Phillies.
Yeah, see, this is what I said about leading off an inning. You never want to lead off an inning with a walk. Now, Real Muto hits a home run, so big deal. But when you walk a guy, now all of a sudden the defense has to play differently. You know, you have to play for a double play, so your infield's in a little bit. You open up more holes. You know, a leadoff home run with a, you know, with a 5-run lead, so be it.
Yeah.
Now, if it was a 1-run game, you don't want to just throw a cookie in there to Real Muto and take your chances. But with a 5-run lead, sure. That's what Jake did. He got behind. He threw a fastball 3-1 for a strike. He threw a fastball, and he hit it out.
Phillies have walked 10 times in a game, 3 times. Tonight they have walked 9 times. And Kingery takes way in 1-0. Last time they walked 10 times was July 6th against Pittsburgh.
Is that 4.5 hour 18 to whatever
17
game?
17-5.
Is that what it was?
Yeah. In Atlanta, Boston is now up 5-1. Steve Pearce having a nice day. 4 hours 30 minutes. John, good memory. A 7-run 7th inning fueled the Phils that day. 2-1. Fouled back, and it's 2-2.
A good swing there by Scott. That's the thing, we've had more good swings today than I think we've had in how long?
It's been a while.
A couple weeks.
Two and 2. 3-2. Kingery stays alive with the count 3-2. That'll go back into the crowd.
I see Scott get on base and watch Justin Bohr in the on deck circle take his whacks at this.
One right after Freddie Gonzalez in the third base dugout.
Watch out, old buddy. Still got the reflexes.
Again fouled off to the third base side. Nice play by Dusty Wathan on the carom. Another one foul. This one going toward the second or upper deck.
That'll be there tomorrow.
Might be. This is where Scott Fransky will usually send Rob Brooks to go get the foul ball.
Why would he do that to Brooksy? Why would he do that to him?
It's kind of funny.
Well, if we see Brooksy up there, we'll know Scott sent him.
3-2, where he challenges him if he can get it. Popped up third base side. Infield fly rule will be called if fair. You heard the home plate umpire say. So 1 out, and here's Justin Bohr returning to South Florida. Only 7,000 folks here, so it's sort of a smattering of applause from Justin. Looks like we returned to Atlanta with Jeff Francoeur that one time. Poor Frenchie. There was barely a crowd there.
There we go.
Justin's met with the media yesterday. He said, I really never asked to go. I wanted to be part of that turnaround and wanted to be part of Miami. But obviously it's a business and you understand it. I'm happy to be in Philadelphia because I'm happy to be in a pennant race. And Don Mattingly, you know, he was pretty honest yesterday. He said, listen, we are looking for a more athletic player, a quicker player moving forward. He said Justin could have been here for 3 or 4 more years and could have provided a huge boost for us power-wise. He said, but we were just looking for a different player. Now, they don't have that player right now. At least it seems that way.
Well, if he is, we ain't seen him yet.
O2 is put in the air. Back of third. Infield fly rule called again. And there are 2 outs. And that'll bring Santana up, who has 2 RBIs and 2 hits today. Carlos swinging a foul. 0-1. Neshek and Austin Davis warming up at the pen. That ball got away.
Watch Real Muto. I love it.
Carlos's average is at 227 after his 2 hits tonight. It's the highest it's been since he was at 229 on the 23rd of June. Over his last 10 games, he's hitting .306 with 8 runs batted in.
You hear his gloves again?
Yeah. He's hit a 9 of 10 during that time.
Some sticky stuff, Tom.
And there's ball 4. It loads the bases up. 3 walks in the inning by Ben Meyer, and that's 10 walks for the Phillies.
3 walks and 2 infield flies.
The 10 walks matches a season high for the Phils. They've done it 3 times. Little tap for foul, and it's 1-2.
I wonder if Reese, because he's been getting pitched in so much lately, I wonder if that's why sometimes that outside pitch makes it look like it's further out when it's still on the plate.
Oh, man. Fortunately, it hit Reese in the shoulder. And that'll force in a run. It's now 9-4. Phillies on top. That's a painful RBI for Reese. And again, it is fortunate that it hit him in the shoulder. And Odubel's coming up. Phillies have scored a run without a hit in this inning. Roman Quinn is going to come on to pinch run for Hoskins. See the part of the shoulder hit him right above the 7.
Right in the back of the shoulder, but the change up, so I guess there's one way to count your blessings, right?
Yeah. Odubel is 1 for 5.
Put a good swing on one here, Odubel.
Fly ball short center field. Long run in for everybody, and Ortega is there. And that'll wrap up the 9th inning. The Phils do score a run. They leave them loaded. We'll head to the bottom of the 9th inning as the Phils try to close the deal on a 9-4 win. Marquette and Ricky Metallico are standing by to chat about this one, including the outing by Jake Arrieta, where he struck out 11 in a 7 1/3. Also some early runs by the Phillies, which included a solid night from Carlos Santana and Asdrubal Cabrera. Again, all that and more coming up on Phillies postgame live. Roman Quinn stays in the ball game. He's going to be in center field. Odubel Herrera moves to left field. And Pat Neshek is the new pitcher. Neshek to pitch here in the 9th inning. It is not a save situation. A 1.47 ERA, but Phillies need this win to pull to within 3 of the Braves, who trail the Red Sox. The Red Sox Braves game is gone to the 8th inning. Bottom of the 8th inning. It's 5-1 Boston.
Perfect scenario, Tom.
And the first pitch to Peter O'Brien is inside. Peter O'Brien is out of the University of Miami. Made his major league debut back in 2015. That was with Arizona. And also played 28 games for Arizona in 16. 2-1. This is his first at bat in the big leagues with the Marlins. That ball just never got there. 2-2. How about his 2017? So traded by the Diamondbacks to the Royals for Sam Lewis, who's a minor league pitcher. Then selected off waivers in May by the Reds. And then a week later selected off waivers by the Rangers. And then a month later selected off waivers by the Dodgers. Out to shortstop. Kingree's up with it. 1 out. And Rafael Ortega is coming up. Ortega's played 994 games in the minor leagues. And it was a .293 hitter. He's gotten to be in the big leagues in 3 different seasons, including this one. That runs outside. One and two.
They didn't get much out of that last one.
What's that? Much reaction from the fans, you mean?
Yeah, played some music, said get loud.
Only so much you can do, John.
I hear you.
Foul ball. That got Ramos.
I mean, you hope at some point that they can build. You see this ball hitting Ramos right in the side of the mask. You know, you hope someday they could build and sustain an organization instead of having fire sale after fire sale after, you know, even after they won World Series, fire sales.
Correct.
Something that they could sustain for years and be competitive.
That one's hit well to deep right field. Williams going back, and it is off the base of the wall. Nick plays it well. His throw into second is not there in time. So 1 out double. And Starlin Castro is coming up. I think what's going to be interesting, though, John, is if they do, or if they are able to play themselves into being a contender again, will the fans show up?
That's the question that Derek Jeter and his group are hoping to have the answer for.
Beautiful ballpark, better when the roof's open, obviously, for aesthetics. Ground ball to second base. Cesar Hernandez will throw out Starlin Castro. Over to third goes Ortega. And JT Realmuto, who has 2 homers tonight, will be the hitter. Fly ball center field. Roman Quinn on the run, and he'll get there to make the catch. And the ball game is over. The Phillies win it 9-4. That was an unbelievable track from Roman Quinn to corral what would have been an extra base hit for a Realmuto and a run coming in. But instead, he's able to make a fantastic defensive play, and the Phils win it as they take game number 2.
This young man covered a ton of ground out there. Full extension, a little hop up on the OxyClean, but you know, hey, if you're going to make a bad catch, make a dirty catch and rob someone, you might as well clean it up with OxyClean. Wow. Tom. What a play though by Roman Quinn to end this game. Thank goodness we needed one bad.
Time now for our WB Mason deliveries of the game, and we begin in the first inning.
Yeah, it didn't take long. First batter of the game, Carlos Santana leading off. Got the Phillies on the board with this long home run up into the upper deck.